If you want to park your Peugeot vehicle and you don't intend to use the car for a long time, days, weeks, months, or even years, this is the safest way of doing it. I'm talking about in terms of the braking system. So as you can see, right now the car is on handbrake, but let me put it down. So let's assume you just park the vehicle and you parked it at the spot where you want to leave the car for days, weeks, months, years. So what you now do is now for automatic, um, you shift it to neutral. Don't put it on park. Don't draw the handbrake. If it's the one electronic parking system, do the same. Shift it to neutral. Don't draw the handbrake. Let it be on neutral. Then you can see the engine is still running. Um, so what you now do is you have to remember you leave it on neutral, whether automatic or manual, handbrake down. So you switch off the engine. So when you switch off the engine, so you draw the handbrake now. Remember, even if it's the one with electronic parking system, do not put it on. Don't press it on. Just leave it on neutral, whether automatic or manual. Leave it on neutral. Then, now what you do is this. Now, depending on the slope, how the road condition is. If the car is in a slope, for example, this one is like this. That's how the car is facing. So the front is facing downward. So in that case, don't put the wedge here. So find the wedge and put it here in the front. No need to put it here. All you need is here. But if it's on a normal, on a level ground, then you can put both here and here, both sides, front and the rear of the tire. But if it's facing down like this, put in the front. Then if the front is like this, then you put this thing at the back of the car, on the tire, that's here. So you can choose to put the two here. If the car is on the level ground, you put the wedge here and here. But if it's facing down, you put here. If it's facing up, then you put here. So, but since it's facing down, rather than putting at the back, I prefer to put it here. So you put the wedge here. Then, by the way, you can choose to put it here on the both front tires. You can put the wedge on both front tires, but for me, one is enough, as long as it's big enough to hold the tire. So you come back to the vehicle. As you can see, it's still on neutral and the handbrake is still on. So what you now do is you press the brake pedal and then release the handbrake. Then when you release the handbrake, you now gradually release your brake. So as you are releasing your brake, the car will start will move a little and now rest on that wedge, stone, whatever it is that you put there. So when it does that, it means that wedge is or stone or whatever it is enough to hold that vehicle. You can tell. All you need is just look at it to be sure that it will not climb it or roll over it. So if it's big enough, if you are not sure, go and put on the other side. So once that happens, what you now do is, for manual, remember it's still on neutral, so you now put it on gear 1 for manual. Since you have already, the vehicle is now resting on that wedge, you now put it on gear 1. Now, the putting on gear 1 is more like if something happens to that wedge, then the gear will hold the car, even though that's not your intention. Let's assume someone go and remove the wedge, but which will be very, very difficult to do, because now the entire vehicle is resting on that wedge, so you cannot easily remove it. So you put it on gear 1, but the gear 1 is just like a safe mode, or more like in case option A, plan B, more like plan B. If in case something happens to plan A, plan B will now take over. So that's the reason. Forget about the handbrake. If it's automatic, what you now do, you put it on, you switch on ignition. The ignition is not on, though I left the ignition on while I'm doing this, so you shift it to park from neutral. Remember, before you do that, you must rest the vehicle on that wedge. Then release the handbrake first, holding the brake pedal down. Release the handbrake down. Gradually release the brake pedal up. Then the car will slide down and hold on the brake. If it's on level ground, of course, the wedge is already holding it, so the car is not going to move. Then if it's automatic, you put it on park. If it's manual, put it on gear 1 or reverse, but I prefer gear 1. Leave it there. That's all. The reason why you need to do this is if you leave your vehicle on handbrake for days, weeks, months, years, most times you end up creating problem on your braking system. If it's a mechanical handbrake, your cable may not be able to move to and fro. It may not return. It stays stuck. Likewise, your caliper may stay stuck or grip. It will not return anymore. So the brake pads will go to grip on the disc. Likewise, the brake pads, when it stays on the brake disc for a very long time, sometimes they just stay gummed on them and damage that surface where the pad is holding the disc. So there are cases where it has created issues. So the best thing is leave the car. If it's only when you are parking your vehicle, maybe 2 days, 3 days, or maximum 5 days or thereabout, yeah, you can choose to use the handbrake. In that case, all you need to do is you put it back. It's neutral. Leave it on handbrake. Use the handbrake to hold the car. Never put the gear 1 first before you draw the handbrake, or put it on park before you draw the handbrake. The handbrake must come off first before the car goes into a gear 1 or park, or whatever gear you want to park the vehicle with. But if it's on a normal level ground, or you just want to leave the car for just days or so, personally I don't use any gear. I just leave it on neutral. As long as you know your handbrake is good enough, you just draw the handbrake and leave it. It will hold it. But like I say, just for a few days, if you release it again, everything will go back to normal. But if you are parking the car for a long time without moving the vehicle, and you leave it on handbrake, or you rest the vehicle on a gear, by the time you are going to you want to use that vehicle, you may end up doing major repair before the car can even move. So I know some people don't know this, so I'm using this video to educate these people how best to park your Peugeot car they don't intend to use for a long time, days, weeks, months, years. How you can do it so that your car, next time you start, all the wheels will be free without any of them staying stuck, without moving. Okay, hope this video makes sense.